Salutations, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. I'm Grega, and today we are discussing the Legendary Pictures MonsterVerse, which is continuing. I don't think that's any real surprise considering that the last film in the series, which was Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, made a decent chunk of change at the box office when it was released not too long ago. But the latest development in this series is that the next film is going to have a new director. Adam Wingard, who made the last two films, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire and Godzilla vs. Kong, will not be coming back for what might have been his third MonsterVerse film. And instead, we are getting a film from this guy named Grant Sputore, who honestly I had never heard of before finding this Deadline article reporting on him being hired. So let's get right into it. Legendary has closed a deal with I Am Mother filmmaker Grant Sputore to helm the next theatrical title in their MonsterVerse franchise. I Am Mother is a film that I had never heard of before reading this article, just like I had never heard of this director. So I have no idea on whether this guy would be a decent fit for directing a Godzilla film or a King Kong film or a kaiju film in general. Apparently, I Am Mother is a science fiction film, though, so he's worked in the genre more broadly. But I don't know whether he'd be a good fit for this kind of film and whether he could handle a MonsterVerse movie's budget, because I assume it's going to be a lot more than what he had for his debut feature. It continues, as previously reported, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings scribe Dave Callahan is penning the next installment. Well, that's not really anything to write home about now, is it? I mean, Shang-Chi, late phase Marvel film. It's okay, I guess, but really, I'm with a lot of people in my feeling that the MCU really ended with Endgame. I guess No Way Home was okay, but really Endgame was it, and it was basically all over after that. It says, I Am Mother Sputore's debut feature world premiered at the 2019 Sundance Film Festival to rave reviews and starred Hilary Swank and others. The sci-fi thriller was acquired by Netflix, so I guess you'd have to have Netflix to watch this film and see if this guy would be a good fit. I don't have Netflix, so I haven't seen that film. And apparently the guy has done a lot of work in commercials and has won a lot of accolades for that. But the guy does not have a very long track record when it comes to making feature films. So whether he'd be a good fit for the MonsterVerse, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I do think that the MonsterVerse needs a change in direction, and therefore it needed a change in director. I felt that way after watching Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. Nothing against Adam Wingard particularly, but Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire was so fantastical in its tone, and the MonsterVerse had moved in that direction over the course of many films, and it was really a far cry from, say, Gareth Edwards' Godzilla in 2014, which I think the next MonsterVerse film should be something more like that, something a bit more grounded. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I've seen all the live-action Godzilla films, so I've seen all the goofiness of the Showa era. I like Godzilla movies of all kinds of tones, but I really think that the MonsterVerse should kind of rein itself in again and go back to a more grounded tone. Not that there's anything wrong with the somewhat outlandish tone, but I think they should go back to the roots a bit more, because the last movie, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, had Godzilla and King Kong fighting in zero gravity. I don't know how you get much more fantastical than that. So trying to one-up that, I think it would be a little tiring. I'd like to see them go back to the more grounded approach to a kaiju film like Gareth Edwards did with his film. And also, last year we saw Godzilla -1 come out, which was very grounded and pretty dark too, and it really focused on the human drama with a great amount of kaiju action too. That was just spectacular and really gave Hollywood a run for its money, with a very, very little budget. I'm not saying that the next MonsterVerse film necessarily needs to be that dark, but considering how much success Toho had with that film, I don't think it would be a bad thing for the MonsterVerse to follow suit and go back to that more grounded approach. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. I said something to this effect in my review of Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, and I'm sure I'm going to hear from you in the comments on this video. But let me know what you think, and leave a like and subscribe if you dig what you've seen today. Until the next video, I'm Grega, and you all look after yourselves. Cheers.